Great interview. All right. Aaron, let me know. Just give me a thumbs up if it comes on. It should come on any second. We got about time to replace that and put that out.
I
The
got you.
sunset. It lasted 3 seasons.
Yeah.
So we got a mileage out of it. Not really, but we'll be buying a different brand next time. Alrighty. So as a man of faith, let's talk a little bit about that. How do you balance being a man of faith? I am recording it too, so
Yeah.
we'll be able to get the audio off of that. As a man of faith, how do you balance in the 22 years? We've seen a major shift. You can't talk about faith. You can't, like, you got to be very limited. People have to approach you.
Yep.
How do you balance? I mean, I know you as a man of faith.
Yep.
How do you balance that and bring that into your daily coaching, your daily life?
Um, a prayer. Um, a guy like Alan Franz,
Mm-hmm.
that is our team chaplain and for football and baseball. He's also our youth pastor at our church. Alan is a wonderful, wonderful man. He's like a brother to me. Um, he's a guy that I can call and when I have a problem, and I can know that he's a confidant.
Mm-hmm.
Just like my wife is a confidant for me. Alan's a spiritual confidant for me,
Mm-hmm.
and um, the game of baseball ends for everybody, and I tell this to the kids all the time. But the game of life doesn't,
Mm-hmm.
and your faith is a big part of that. And as long as you can stay within that realm and understand that faith matters, no matter what your faith is. I don't care if you're Christian, uh, whatever. You need to have some kind of spiritual peace in your life. Balancing that in this day and age sometimes it does get difficult, but um, prayer is a big piece of that.
Awesome. All right. So let's talk 500th win. February 26th, big day. You become the sixth recorded. And again, they don't record.
Sure.
That's not something they track, so it's a little hard to dig into. You become officially the sixth recorded head coach in baseball high school history to win your 500th win as an alumni. Do you remember your first varsity win ever in 2004?
My first varsity win was in the Rock Hardball tournament. I do not remember who it was against. I want to say it was against. No, I know it was against Austin High.
Mm-hmm.
Against Glenn Bachak at
Mhm.
Austin High. I'm almost 1,000% positive. And yeah, that was Joe Padilla was my assistant coach.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I called Joe Padilla on the day I got my 500.
Yeah.
I called Joe. I called Louis Venatucci. I
Mm-hmm.
called Lanny Wilson. Three guys were either my assistant or Lanny's the guy who hired me. Pat Loader I couldn't call, otherwise I would have because he's passed on.
Mm-hmm.
But all those guys had an impact in those wins, as well as Coach Rodriguez, and I can't say enough about him. But those guys, I wanted to make sure they celebrated it with me.
So tell us about that morning. Your boys, school, your wife. What's that like making the decision? School, no school?
Out of my control. I'll be honest with you, I didn't know that they were going to be there.
Yep.
My wife told me that she and Jonas, my dad's chief of staff, had been working,
Mm-hmm.
talking for 2 weeks about it
Mm-hmm.
because they wanted to make sure he could try to work his schedule where he could be there. And it just so happened that it did, that the votes didn't have. The week before, there was not going to be a problem because they were off. But that week they had votes and they had the State of the Union and all that. So Jonas and my dad and my wife worked it out to where he could be there. And so
during a major election that was called to be tight.
Yeah.
All right. So before I get into this year's team, I've got about four or five questions left, but I do have to ask one in there.
Okay.
In the last 6 days, there's been 2 big wins in the Carter home.
Yeah.
What was the bigger win? Coach Carter winning his 500th win, or the judge, Congressman John Carter, winning the GOP bid?
I would say my dad.
And what would your dad say?
My dad would say me.
Yeah.
Just because, people give my dad a hard time because of his age. But what they don't know is he works out 3 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
He gets up and goes to the gym
Mm-hmm.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and has a personal trainer and does a
Mhm.
workout. And I think that is why he's able to do what he's able to do
Mhm.
because he's taking good care of himself.
Yep.
And his mind is as sharp as a tack.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you something he's always told me, and I've told this to some of the guys. Being a judge, he has to listen a lot. And he said there's an old Irish a poem that his dad told him a long time ago is what he always does his job by, and that poem goes something like this: There once was a bird that sat in an oak. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why can't we all be like that wise old bird? And his whole thought process is listen. God gave you 2 ears for listening and only one mouth for speaking. The more you listen, the more you can learn. And whenever you do speak, people will pay attention.
I like that. I like that one a lot. All right, let's talk 2026 Rock Hardball team. What is your take so far? What's standing out to you, and what are focus areas of improvement?
Um, well, our pitching, I think we have a lot of pitching depth, which is really solid. We have a lot of great kids. Coach Rod's, I love it.
He's dying to get on the mic.
Coach Rod has done a really good job with all those pitchers, and we scored some runs. We got woken up early. We got hit in the mouth and kind of shocked us a little bit. But I looked at the guy that from Flower Mound that we faced. He struck us out 4 times. We only scored 1 run, and that's okay. We learned a little bit. This week he struck out 17.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I think we're going to be okay. We just got to continue to stay the course. We got to clean up some things defensively. I think our defensive we've taken a little bit for granted on where we are defensively, and we've tried to put a little more emphasis into that this week, and our kids have too. We're going to clean it up. The defensive side. And our biggest thing is make the routine play 100% of the time.
So, what does success look like in the 2026 season? What's that look like for you?
That's a tough question because expectations are high. We told the kids the expectations are more on the coaches right now than they are the kids. Kids just got to go play. We got to try to manage it and put the pieces of the puzzle together. The good thing is we have so many people and so much depth that we feel like we can plug and play a lot in different situations. And don't be surprised if there's not a consistent lineup every week. We're gonna try to play hot-handed or try to play matchups. It might be a righty-righty situation. We need to go righty-lefty or vice versa. It might be I got a guy who's coming to the plate that's really not a bunter and we need to put a bunt down. We need to pinch hit for him. And it's not a personal thing or anything like that. Our whole deal is we want to win this pitch, go win this out. And because every out does matter. And I feel like if we just stay the course, trust the process, try to win every out, try to win every inning that we can, good things are going to happen for us. And the game knows, and the game's going to take care of itself.
Absolutely. And last question: who do you have winning the World Baseball Classic?
That's a tough one because there's some good teams.
There's some really good teams.
Japan, I think, is really favored, but I'm never going to go against the home team, USA. We're going to.
It's pretty stacked.
It's heck when you got Harper and Judge hitting 3 and 4 hole, and then Schwarber hitting behind them. I mean, good night. I'll never go away from the USA. Hockey team, baseball team, doesn't matter.
Hockey was a great one.
Absolutely.
All right, Coach. Good luck to you. We're going to do a lot more interviews weekly before the season with the district play, but thank you.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
All right. Where's Coach Rod? Where's Coach Rod at? Good, because the more you drink, the more interesting my questions get. Clay, do me a favor. Grab Coach Rod. Coach Carter, real quick. Coach Rod's first year was 03, right?
No.
Oh, okay, good. Because that, for some reason it says that on the bio on the website.
No, it was.
We got to change the. I'll have Aaron. We got to
He'll
just
be able
tweak
to
it.
tell you. I don't know. No, because Leah was with me first.
Catch on.
Then Ross, then a teach, and then back to Rock.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I got water. I've gotten good. I went all dry and got healthy. Good for you.
Look, how are you?
I'm great, buddy. How are you guys?
Clay still here?
Yeah, he's right there. He just ran in to grab him. At the. Just can't say that out.
We like hot mic.
We're live.
Okay.
Alrighty, and if it's too loud, just let me know because I can turn your mic down or up.
That sounds good.
And you got a position? Good.
I guess so.
All right. Put you up a little bit. Alrighty. So, Rock Hardball on deck, presented by GameTime Broadcasting, back with Coach Rod.
Yes.
How are you?
I like it. I'm doing well. How are you? I apologize in advance. I lost my voice this
Well,
morning.
we'll just move the mic closer to your
Closer,
mouth,
okay.
and we'll turn your gain up just a hair.
Okay.
That'll take care of that.
A little too much yelling. So that's part of it.
You playing bad coach or good coach this year?
Both. A little bit of both.
Alrighty. So, varsity assistant, pitching coach, former. I always butcher this name. Houston Tittleson
Yeah,
College.
Tillotson, that's right. Yes.
And then,
Coach,
what year did you come here? Because I think our website's wrong.
is it 2003 was my first
Okay,
year.
so your first year was the state championship run.
No. Sorry, 2004.
2004, right after.
Right after.
Gotcha. Alrighty. And then head coach Maynard, 2012 to 2015.
That is right.
And then return to you back 11 years.
Been here since. Yes.
All right. First of all, tell us about your family, siblings.
Family. I have family. We're 4.
Mm-hmm.
We have my 2 boys. Isaac, he's a senior, and Omar's junior. My wife Kathy teaches at Chisholm Trail. I am the oldest of 3.
Mm-hmm.
I have my sister Erica and my brother Adrian. He's living in the Houston area. But yeah, that's my family. Mom, dad.
Now, you were born in Austin and then
I
moved
was.
to Eagle Pass.
Yeah, my dad that was back when Austin still had an Air Force base.
Uh-huh.
My dad was stationed here at Austin, Bergstrom, and was born here.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom took him back to Eagle Pass.
Back home.
Back home, that's right.
So now, were you young when you moved back? How old were you?
Oh, I was born, maybe stayed here for a few months. Then
Gotcha.
went back, so not even a year, I guess.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So when did you start playing baseball? How old were you ish?
Oh man, back then it was T-ball still.
Uh-huh.
Let me see, probably 5, I guess. I mean, it's been a long time already. But yeah, I loved it. I still, remember, it's just still those friends that you make, those lifelong friends, and you play with, and you end up going to school with, and still talk to afterwards. And yes, it's awesome. So yes, long time.
So what position did you play growing up mainly, like as you're coming into high school?
First base pitcher. I was never too fast in the outfield. I apologize to my boys because that's what they are too. So, but yes, that's.
Now, you batted lefty, threw lefty?
Lefty, yes.
Excellent.
That is right.
And then Tell us about your high school playing days. Like, if you look back to your high school playing days, kind of what comes to mind, what stands out, what memories do you have of you and the boys?
I am, as far as me playing,
Yeah. Yeah, you, the
I
team.
went to Eagle Pass High School. That's on the border. It's maybe 3.5 hours from here.
Mhm.
It's about 2 hours south of San Antonio. Like I said, I was a first baseman and I loved it. And yes, we remember a little bit of the games, but I remember more of my buddies, what we did, practice, and off the field and so on and so forth. So yes, great memories growing up.
Now you bring some great, prospect here. You're in high school, you're getting ready for college, your college recruiting process. You've gone through it now for years as a coach with other players,
Right,
and now you've gone through it as a dad with your own son.
right.
So what was your recruiting process like?
It was way different back then. For me, it was the last game of the season we played, and one of the coaches had called from Stephen F. Austin, called our head coach at that time, Coach Zamora and Coach Manwich. Those were it was an odd situation in the past. We had 4 different coaches, 4 different years. So that's the one thing that I'm like, man, I wish it could have been a little bit different. But I finished my last year playing ball for high school, and they're like, why don't you come over here to Stephen F. Austin? And I guess I did okay, and I went to school there and played ball there for a year. Unfortunately, the program got cut after a year,
Yep.
and so I was away for a while and ended up at ACC to continue to get my credits, and then got on with Houston Silson and just finished my career or my school there. Graduated. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, what position were you? A pitcher, fielder?
Pitcher, first base. Yes.
Excellent. And then, who had the biggest impact on your baseball life?
Obviously, the parents, my dad.
Yep.
That was the biggest one, which was we always talk to some of the parents here, and he didn't play ball growing up, so he had a different perspective of it. They're way different than what I tell my boys. I go, well, I did play, so I know what I can tell you as
Yeah.
opposed to my dad telling me, which is a little bit different, but the lessons were still the same, play hard and all that kind of stuff. But my dad, and then like I said, my high school coaches, Coach Barrett is probably one of the biggest influences that I've had growing up. Even though it was just 1 year, it was awesome. It was good to have him. I'm glad he was our coach. So,
It's amazing what a coach can impact.
yes, that's right. So
So when did you become a Yankee fan? How'd that happen?
I want to say it was in the 80s, so it wasn't when they started winning. So
Yep.
I could always say that. It was the 80s when I was first baseman lefty, so Mattingly was the first baseman lefty. I was like, dude, that's what I wanted to be like as far as my game. And since then, maybe 84, 85, it didn't hurt that he won the MVP and
Oh yeah.
batting champ and all that stuff. So that was good. And it was also hard because we weren't getting Yankee games back at home. So it was either a Sunday night game or Monday night game or something like that. So it was one of those. But yeah, that's how I became a
The
fan.
number of Yankee fans that I've met from San Antonio or
Right.
down in the Valley area, it's a really high number, surprisingly. A lot higher than I ever would have thought. All right, so coaching, when did you decide to become a coach?
Let me see. So I was graduating Houston Tillotson, and that's when I started changing my degree. And I think back then is when I started like, well, I really love this. I really love the game, and it's brought a lot to me. It helped me pay for my education and helped me deal with a lot of adversity and all that kind of stuff, because it really does. I mean, you play the game long enough, you go ups and downs. You have to learn how to deal with adversity. That's the stories that we tell these young individuals as they're coming up. And I think it was right around 2021 when I was like, you know what, I would like to do this for a long time.
So 2 stints at Round Rock. Let's talk about the first stint. Okay, 2004 through, I think it was 2012,
12.
right? What players stand out to you during that era?
Oh, that's a bad question for me. My mind is getting as I get older, it's like this is my 23rd, 23rd year. As I get older, those years start to kind of.
So let me ask you
blend
this. Let me
together.
ask you this. Over all tenures,
Right.
what are the players over the years? Doesn't matter what year, but like who kind of jumps out at you?
Well, we've been blessed to be at Round Rock. I've been blessed to be at Round Rock. The kind of good character, good players that we've had, and I mean, there's lots of names that stand out. I mean, Grant Miller's, McKenzie's. When I came back, or that first group that I had when I came back, they were awesome. We had great players. Thompsons and the I'm going to butcher. I'm going to forget some names here. Todd is always
Yep.
a big
Yep.
one that I remember. Um, let's see.
Well, Jared McKenzie,
He's awesome.
he's still in the
Yeah.
Nationals organization,
I
still
know.
chasing that dream.
I wish him the best. Yes. And even before that, there was, I remember Aaron Holman, and
Yeah.
even before, when I was really young and learning kind of
Mhm.
as I went along, all those groups were awesome. So back when I first started, each and every group that I think has made me a better coach, better individual, and has helped me. And I think it's better for these kids that are coming up now because I get to, and they might not like it, but yeah, compare it to some of the other ones. But we've been lucky and have had a lot of good players, good character guys, and that's an awesome thing. It really is.
So you go to Manor as the head coach. Contrast the programs. What was it like going out to Manor and being here? What you see, even what you see today at Round Rock.
Just well, first of all, I would do it again. Exactly. So if I had a chance, I would do it again. I think I learned a lot there. That it doesn't matter where you go. People want to win. It was a difficult situation. I do remember my very first class getting there, and the very first day I go to baseball class, and I see one player, one student. And I was like, where's everybody else? I'm like, no, this is it, coach. So we had to go walk around the hall and say, hey, we got to get you in class, got to get you in class. So it's just a very different situation. The kids, they wanted to learn, they wanted to get better. At the end of the day, you're still teaching the game and teaching life with the game as well. So it's just, I guess, a smaller, just a little more hands-on, I guess. I mean, you compare it to here where, I mean, these kids on their own, they're going outside coaches, outside strength, outside organizations as well. Well, we didn't see that very often over there. And it was just a different situation. But again, I think I learned a lot going there. If I not gone, I think I would have been able to see a different perspective on. And so when we come back, that's why I tell these guys, easy winning is not easy. Winning is hard. So that's why you know how we always take the little pictures after a game and stuff, because winning is not easy. I've been in places where it is hard, and so we gotta enjoy those moments. So that's one of the things that I would never take that for granted. Never take that for granted.
And I learned that from you. No, seriously, knowing you, over the years,
Right.
that's one of the things, because it also takes the long season and breaks it down into little measure, little wins,
Yes.
little celebrations
Right.
of those wins.
We had a big one. We had a big one this past tournament. That's congratulations to Coach Carter. That's 500.
500.
Right, yes.
And then, of recorded, because they don't record everything. But one of the things we pointed out was in all the searches I did, he is the 6th recorded coach to win 500 games at a school that he was alumni
really?
to.
Okay.
And one of the guys, one of the 5 ahead of him, is Bobby Mogul from Lubbock, Monterey, who they ended up beating in the state championship in 1997. So, small world. Kevin Bacon, 7 degrees.
Wow.
All right. So, who had the biggest impact on Coach Rod's coaching style?
Well, this is a football coach did. Coach Lanny Wilson. When I first came in, all the things that you learned go in college and stuff, you really don't get to use as soon as you go in. It's on the job training as you're there. So Coach Wilson was a big one. Going through football, I do football as well, football and baseball. So he would be one. Obviously, Coach Carter on the baseball side. I mean, it's just good to have. We always bounce ideas and so on and so forth. And it's not always sunshine and rainbows either. I mean, it's we've been together a long time. That there's going to be times where we butt heads, but I think that's a good thing. I mean, if I don't want to be quote unquote the yes man all the time. So I'm hoping that I'm able to do that for him and with him and so on and so forth, bounce ideas off of him. But Coach Wilson was a big one. Coach Cheatham also, once he came in after Coach Wilson and Coach K. Yeah, you remember Coach K? He was one of my first ones.
Oh, yeah.
He's a character. Yeah, so I got to meet him on my first year here. And he came in 1 year before me, and who was this guy? But he was pretty awesome.
All right, so this year is a special year for you. You get to coach both your boys on varsity.
Right.
I know that's something, as a dad, I would think I dreamed of having multiple kids on the same team, right, as a coach. Talk a little bit. What's that like?
Well, it's awesome. I mean,
Hmm.
there's no way around it. It is awesome. I mean, right now Isaac being the oldest one,
Hmm.
and he's not like 100% available. It's got right so far. It's been up and down with
Hmm.
the season. I mean, it's been kind of bittersweet where one of them wants to do things and he can't. The other one is doing pretty good and he's enjoying it. And the thing I tell him at home is, you are the other person's biggest fan when you're
Yep.
not, and so on and so forth, because that's got to stay strong, the whole
Hmm.
family thing. But it is awesome, and I've gone to Isaac before. So I don't. It's unfortunate. It's out of your control. It's out of our control. I mean, what happens happens. Um, but as far as being, I've told him at the very beginning of the season when the weight room, I said I've been waiting 18 years for this. This is what I mean. All this we've had great groups before, and we're
Hmm.
going to have great groups after. But this one is it's like
It's a
special to
special one.
me,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's a fun one.
So
It's high expectations,
right,
and
right,
it's
right.
always more fun when you have high expectations.
Yes, exactly. That's not that means we're doing good things. We have high expectations. So,
Hmm.
but yes, it's been fun. So, um, I would I would if you can have that, and I'm sure there's been other coaches around that have been able to do that. It's an awesome feeling. Yes.
We touched on this a little bit with the college recruiting, going through it as a dad. I know you've helped players over the years. Anything that surprises you about it? We kind of know it's I had Lawson Knight on during the game last
Yeah, I saw
Saturday,
him.
and he said my old roommate who's 25 is still playing, and I'm
Yeah,
like, come on, bro,
yeah.
it's time.
Well,
It's time.
that's the biggest change that we've had so far. We had, I kid around, we had Jordan Williams. That's another one, great one.
Hmm.
He was outfielder for us. He went to San Angelo, and I think he ended up being the all-time hits leader
Hmm.
there. And said, well, yeah, man, that's pretty good when you get to play for 8 years and stuff. So, but yeah, he's a great young man as well, and I think he recently got married and stuff. And those are the stories that you want to hear as they get older. And
Yeah.
obviously, to graduate, or even if they
Hmm.
just go to the real world and start working, but that they get married and they have children and stuff, and that's what obviously that means they're getting a lot
Yep.
older, but more gray hair.
Yeah.
And but yes, it's fun to hear those stories from those guys when they get back. So, yep,
All right, let's go. A couple quick questions, probably about five more
you're good.
on this year's Rock Hardball team. What are you seeing with this team? What are they doing really well, and what do you think we can improve on?
Well, they play together. That's the biggest thing for me is, and I've seen a lot of these guys play for a long time. Like even in the summer, it's like we travel and
Hmm.
I try to keep up with them as far as what they've done.
Hmm.
So one of the things they do well together is that they play well together. I don't think there's anybody that really just um, stands out as far as follow me and so no, I think each and every one of them, like you asked them, who would you like to hit? Obviously, they'll all say themselves, but I trust in the guy that's next to me, and I trust in that guy. I trust in that guy. So that's pretty special, I think, to have a group that's like that. And I do believe, and it's not just because, like I said, we have the two boys, but the junior and senior group together
Yeah.
right now are pretty strong.
Yeah.
Where sometimes we've had, a little bit of
Division.
exactly right. That's a hard thing as a coach.
In one of my weekly interviews with Coach Carter, I should bring this up, but I'll bring it up to you, right? This year, and I've been around the program 7 years.
Right.
This is probably one of the tightest groups
Yes.
that I've seen, top to
Right.
bottom. I
Right.
mean, I interviewed a couple of juniors on media day, and they're bringing up freshmen and sophomores playing
Yes.
cards with them, right?
Right. Yeah,
Right?
with the sophomores. Yes,
Exactly.
exactly. Right.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it is kind of special. Now, from a pitching coach perspective, we talk a lot. I always talk a lot about the senior class. I've known them since they were little kids,
Yeah.
the whole bunch of them. But really, and that's a dream come true to have that class of pitchers.
Yes.
But I look at our junior
I
pitchers.
know. Yeah, I feel the same way.
How do you manage it? How do you feed all those arms? Because, I mean, those juniors are impressing me.
Yeah.
We got top tier pitchers. I mean, 5 or 6 number ones.
Well,
Number one, 1A or B.
I'm glad we have those guys. Like I said, they allow us to have those other ones that are hurt to not to rush them back and so on and so forth. So that helps. But I think the hardest part for us is just to make sure how to match up the different arm angles, different arm slots, velocities, stuff like that, lefty righty matchups, which I think that's what they give us, and that's what we're looking for going into tournaments is see what arm pairs well with this arm and so on and so forth. So yeah, pretty excited. And we have a few on the JVs as well that we're always looking and asking. So they've been doing an awesome job. They've stepped up when we needed them to step up. So I like
Awesome.
that. Yes.
All right, last question.
Okay.
What does success for the 2026 Rock Hardball look like?
That's a great question. I mean, obviously, the ultimate goal is to go as far as you can. I mean, I'm not gonna sit down here and lie to you, but yeah, that's the goal is to get as far as you can go, whether that's 4 or 5 all the way. Yes, that is the ultimate goal. But just enjoying it. There's going to be ups and downs, and at the end of the day, if they give us their best, that's all we can ask for. We always tell them that the ball's not always going to bounce your way, and then sometimes the guys on the other side, they have a bat as well, and they pitch as well, and they play defense as well, and then sometimes the ball bounces that way. So sometimes you tip your cap. So as far as success, playing together, let them develop together, get better with their game, and hopefully prepare them as they go on. Some of them to play, some of them to go to school, and so on and so forth. But I mean, success is different in a lot of eyes. But yes, we want to go as far as we can.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's always. I
Well,
can't sit here and lie to you as far as no.
well, I mean, we've talked about this through youth. We've talked
Right.
about it here in select ball. We talked about it in high school. You know, it's shaping their lives.
Yeah.
It's not that we think any of them are going to go be the next Yankee.
Right.
It's what they carry into life and the men they become, the fathers.
I agree 100%.
Excellent, Coach. A pleasure as always. Thank you, buddy.
I apologize
Appreciate you.
again for my voice, but
Yeah, stop making them yell at you guys so much.
it wasn't them, it was mine. So, yes, but no, I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Next time,
Thank you.
You need to let me know where the green room is so I can get here.
Oh, absolutely. We get you
Okay.
some cookies
Yeah, exactly,
and brownies
right,
laid out.
Okay. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Thank you. Bye.
All right.
Great job.
All right.
You're awesome.
Whenever you.
Well, I'll pull you on that.
Well,
Yes, sounds good. We'll talk more about pitching and
Oh,
stuff.
definitely.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right, where's Luke? We got Luke. Is Isaac here? All right, let's get Isaac so you don't have to stay. Yeah. Hey, Cade, do me a favor, Cade, go grab them. Justin, this good? I can't believe I didn't have audio for the beginning of part of it, but I had some really good questions.
What do you mean?
It wasn't on live stream. It wasn't. No. No. It didn't come over the first half the questions. That's a shame because I asked some really good questions. I actually really liked his answers. Going back through his playing days. I did save it, record it, so I got to figure out how OBS if I can extract it. If it's recorded it, I don't know that it did or not. How are you? Living the dream?
Did you get my email?
No, I didn't even look. I've been hammered at work. Yeah. Oh, I would. I would definitely announce it. I wouldn't fall out their name. I was like, yeah. And we whined a little too much. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want me here.
No.
Well, slot, yeah, super slot. And you kept saying you can't see the outside one. You can see that better than.
But he can't consistently call.
Well, you can if he had a better judgment.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah, his judgment. I had him. Creeks last year. I was in the field. He did the play. There was some shit. I thought 2 players got ejected, pitcher and catcher, for throwing out of bounds.
Yeah.
Which you don't do that either. You get the pitcher.
Yeah.
And I restricted 3. And he's standing there on the third baseline with me. He sets his helmet down. I hate them things. And it's in the air. He goes, "Let's your sleeve in the middle of the game." I'm like, no. Yeah, he's just a.
I'll tell you after this about my Stony Point story.
I'm thinking.
Okay. I'll see you.
No, it's awesome. I love that. I'll be listening to you
Awesome.
this week because I got to work.
Perfect.
I got one game, 7 o'clock.
Ugh. That's my softball questions. I'm not going to make you look bad. Okay. I got you. now.
This?
Yeah, but don't say anything. It's your own.
Okay.
Any question I ask, you always think of positive. Like I ask, what's it like to be a dad? It's tough on me because it pushes me to get that right. Something positive. Don't go negative. Okay. Don't burn it down. All righty, we ready? So rock hardball on deck into the players. We got about 5 varsity players left to go. Isaac Rodriguez, senior pitcher, first base. I still say third base.
No.
First base.
Yes.
All righty. So tell me about your family, siblings, where you're in the pecking order. We tell everybody. I already know.
I'm the oldest. And then it's Omar right over there. And then it's just me and my mom.
And your
And,
dad.
and my dad. And my dad.
Who's the best athlete in your family?
Probably me.
All
By a
righty.
long shot.
Who's the smartest one in your family? Mama is the only answer that's supposed to be right. You know that.
I'll give it to Omar.
Omar? Okay. All right, we'll go there. What's your earliest baseball memory?
Playing t-ball with my brother.
And what other sports? Did you play any other sports growing up?
I used to play football.
Mhm.
Starting 5th grade, I found out I wasn't very good at it, so I just stopped playing.
Decided to focus on baseball.
Yes.
When did you first think of Round Rock baseball? I know when you played for me, we talked a lot, right? When you were 12 and 13, we were talking a lot about getting you ready and making sure that you guys are ready for your tryouts. So what point did you first start thinking about playing high school varsity baseball? You were around the Dragons. Your dad's a coach. What's your earliest memories?
I remember going to the games in 3rd grade,
Mhm.
and like every Friday, me and my mom and Omar would go eat before the games, and we'd go. And then in 5th grade, I got a chance to be bat boy, and I kind of like being around. So I think that's where that started.
Very cool. All righty. Do you remember Dragon Scales come into your class?
No, because I went to Live Oak before, and I transferred into Deepwood in my 5th grade year, so they didn't have anything for us. But I think Omar had some, and I saw them all walking down the hallway. And I
Yep.
remember my dad popped into my classroom.
All right. So in your entire baseball life, what's the most memorable play? So like when your head hits the pillow, could be in high school, could be when you were 12.
Hitting my first home run in Kyle.
And Kyle,
And Kyle.
I think you had 9 that year on 2 strikes. When that spring.
I don't remember. I remember that one, and then the day after, I felt good going into it, and I remember hitting one more.
But you never hit a red 8 for me, did you?
No, I didn't.
For those that don't know, red 8 was a call we had for a home run. We'll come to that later in a later interview. All righty. Let's go. What does your off-season training look like? What is your off-season preparation, getting ready for baseball? Like when do you start throwing? When do you put the glove up? Do you do weight training? What does that all look like for you?
After our season's over, usually me and my brother will go down to the weight room,
Mhm.
and we'll take our dad's keys with us to get in. And we do that throughout the whole summer.
Mhm.
And then around like September-ish is when we start picking up the ball to start throwing and getting into it for the season.
Excellent. And then any superstitions? Are you superstitious? Anything, any rituals, anything you do? If you're pitching tonight, is there anything that you like to do, eat? Anything crazy?
Same sliding shorts
Same sliding
whenever I
shorts?
pitch and music before the game.
All right. And what advice, now you're a senior, what advice do you give to the sophomores and juniors that are here?
Just enjoy playing enjoy playing with your friends.
Enjoy playing with your friends. I like that. That's a good one. All right. Let's talk about dad coaching. All right. That's always a tough one, right? So what was it like playing for your dad? So let me ask you this. As a coach, you're either easier on your kid and then you lose the rest of your team, or you tend to be harder on your kid, or you're in the middle. Where's your dad? What's it like playing for your dad? What are some of the cool things that you like playing with your dad?
Well, when I first came, he was always harder on me and my brother, and I didn't really like it. But now I'm getting more used to it and seeing why he does it.
Hmm.
And it's just fun having him there. And then after practices, we usually get a chance to go down to the tunnels and hit.
Nice. Yeah, you know why he's harder on you?
Yeah.
As a coach who coached my kids, my own kids, if I'm not harder on my kids, I can't get on you or any of the other players. I lose everyone's respect. So if I got to jump twice as hard on him in order to be able to get on anybody else. Um, what is your best memory of playing with your dad? So you had a little bit of a select time window, especially during COVID, where he was able to be there a lot more, and then you also now have had high school playing for your dad. What would be your best memory if you think, hey, this is probably one thing I'm going to remember?
Um, I don't know. There's a lot. Probably after our second round playoffs last year.
Mhm.
I think it was after I pitched. He was the first one out there to see me coming back in. That was nice.
Yep, yep. How about how do you break out of a batting slump? Let's just say you're 0 for 10. What do you do? How do you get your mentally kind of get back into the game? Is it going to the cages? Is it getting away? Is it sitting in a quiet room? Like what do you do to break a slump?
I usually just get away from it for a bit, just trying not to focus on the bad stuff that's going on.
And then who picks you up the most? If you're kind of beating yourself up, you kind of feel down. Who's the players? Who's your teammates? Who's the person in your world? Could be a parent, could be a grandparent.
Probably Omar and my mom.
Omar and your mom.
Mhm.
Excellent. All righty. What skills are you currently working on? Like, what is your goals to work on for this year to get better at?
Fixing my mechanics for pitching because I think that's the main issue I was having earlier with arm pain and stuff. So when I'm working, like coming back right now,
Hmm.
I think that's the main focus that I'm trying to get better in.
Excellent. So let's talk a little bit about college. Okay, we're not going to say any names, but I know you do have a few opportunities out there and more rising. What's your process been like? Have you been surprised that people were watching you play, like maybe during the summer or somewhere where you didn't realize they were?
There's a couple that reached out that I had no idea that were even there
Hmm.
or had any interest in me, but I don't really know yet where I plan on going.
Kind of deciding, and
Trying to
that's a
decide.
great. It's great to have the options. What does success look like for you in 2026? So spring season, what does it look like to be successful this year for you?
Like my goals,
Yeah.
just getting back healthy on the mound. I want to try and hit 90
Yep.
and hitting above 300 this year because last year wasn't really the best for hitting.
All right, we're gonna go speed round here. This is where it gets really easy. The speed round questions. What's your pregame hype song? What do you like to listen to?
I don't really have like a hype song. I listen to Rihanna usually.
Rihanna. Excellent. That you just gave me your favorite musician. Who is the funniest teammate?
Omar,
Who's the second funniest teammate?
Luke,
Luke Rod. All right. Who is the most gullible? Who's going to fall for the most easiest joke?
uh, Diego,
Diego. And anybody else? Who's the second one?
Bracho,
Who?
Bracho.
Bracho. All righty. Let's go here. Who are great dugout or locker room teammates? Who's the guys that just make the locker room fun and kind of connect with everybody and the dugout? Who are the two people you'd say these guys are good at bringing people together, or making people laugh, and keeping it lighthearted?
Drew, Luke, and Omar.
Drew, Luke, and Omar. Alrighty. Um, game on the line. Who do you want at the plate?
I feel like anyone. Usually
Yeah.
we're all seeing the ball pretty good right now, so
Anyone?
any one of us could get it done.
I like that. Who do you want on the mound?
I'll say Omar,
Who else?
Josh,
Nice. Alrighty. Who are the top three fastest teammates? Who are the ones that when you guys run, you're just like, wow, that kid's fast?
uh, Jace, Cade, and Luke.
Luke, which Luke?
Rod.
Luke Rod. Okay. Uh, you play poker?
No.
Then I won't ask you the poker question. What's your favorite nickname? Could be in the pros, could be on the team, could be your own.
Oh, donut.
What?
Donut.
Who's Donut? All right. What's your funniest or quirkiest superstition? Sliding shorts, you already mentioned.
Uh,
Aaron. Aaron. Got it. Found it. Power cord wasn't plugged in. What? No, we're good. Alrighty. Sorry. Minor, we're about to lose the live stream. Favorite movie?
Like of all time.
Anytime. Could be a baseball movie, could be a regular movie. What's your favorite movie?
Get Hard.
Favorite rom-com, romantic comedy.
10 Things I Hate About You.
Last song you listened to.
It was Everlong.
And favorite musician. Rihanna, you said?
Rihanna.
All right. And last two. First, I'm going to ask you, do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay, then answer this one very, very carefully. All right? If you can go on a date with any actress, with one actress you can go on a date with, who would it be?
No one.
I like it. I like my girlfriend. Good answer. Good job, Ray and Kathy. And if you could spend one day watching baseball with anyone, live, dead, past, present, who would that be?
My brother.
Very cool. All right. Thank you, Isaac. Appreciate it. All right. Who's next? Go ahead. Oh, wait. Oh, Isaac. Come here real quick. No, don't go anywhere. Put my head on. In all your life, who's the favorite coach you ever played for?
Coach Bob Slocum.
Thank you. All right, so Rock Hardball on deck here with Dylan Slocum. What's up, Dylan?
What's up?
Okay, keep the mic close to your mouth. You good?
Yeah.
All righty. Tell us about your family, siblings.
This is my dad. I have a little brother who's in 7th grade and an older brother who's in college.
What are their names?
Brandon and Ian.
And do you have a mom?
I do have a mom.
Excellent. All right. Who's the best athlete in your family?
Me.
Who is the most humble in your family?
Me. Me.
Who is the smartest in your family?
Probably me. I'd probably say Brandon because he's studying engineering.
What sports did you play growing up?
I played soccer, football, baseball. Yeah, just those.
And
And basketball.
what is your earliest baseball memory?
I'd probably say winning in the rec league whenever you're on the nationals, like winning the
When you were
tournament.
5?
Yeah, whenever I was 5, winning the nationals tournament.
Who was on that team? Someone else over here is on that team. Cade?
Cade was on that team.
All righty. Let's see. When did you first picture yourself playing high school baseball for the Dragons?
I would probably say like 4th or 5th grade, whenever the high schoolers came and did our math problems with us. I started realizing like I could be on that team one day if I started putting in the work. So yeah, that's probably whenever I first visualized it.
Okay, so Now you're the senior going in doing the dragon scales. What's that like?
It's really nice. It's nice to like give back because like I know how special it was for me whenever I was little, so it's nice to like go and give it to them and like, give them the same experience.
Excellent. What teams, orgs did you play on?
Uh, I played for the GPS Legends, and then I played for the Titans, and then Dragons.
Alrighty. So, what positions did you play growing up, and which ones did you like the best?
When I was younger, I played outfield, and then I moved to first base, and then I realized that I wasn't going to grow very much anymore, so I started playing the middle infield. And I'd probably say the most fun was first base. First base I liked it.
What's your most memorable baseball play of your life? Could be any time. I don't care if you're 5. It could be when you're in high school.
I'd probably say whenever I was on your team and we were in the championship on Sunday, and I made the diving play at second base on the first play of the game. That's probably the most memorable one I have.
Do you, I already asked that one. Alrighty. What does your off-season training look like?
I went to a private trainer who Coach O, and I did a lot of work there for until leading up to the junior year season, and then I just did work in the cages and weight room.
And Crunch Fitness that I
Yeah.
read to pay for. Are you superstitious? Any pregame rituals or anything?
I'm not superstitious at all.
What advice would you give freshmen and sophomore coming up?
Accept your role. Like do what's best for your team. Even if you're not in the game, you can always help your team out.
All right, let's go talk a little bit about dealing with adversity. All right. So as a freshman, and I'm sorry, this is kind of my fault and definitely your mom's fault, but at least she gave you speed. I certainly didn't give you any speed, right? As a freshman, you didn't hit your growth spurt yet. Did you feel like you had to kind of prove yourself or work harder? As a coach, I look at a bigger guy and I'm like, that guy's on my team right out of the gate. You got to prove it to me more. Did you ever feel that way?
I would say it definitely took a little bit more work to get noticed, just because people will overlook you more whenever you're small. I don't think it impacted me like enough to where like it really affected my game, but it was definitely a small obstacle.
What did you learn about yourself going through that experience?
I just learned that like you're not always gonna be the biggest and the fastest and the strongest. You just gotta like be the best at what you like. You can control what you can control, and just get good at like your skill set.
Do you ever feel pressure, extra pressure to be perfect, not to make any mistakes?
I would say it's definitely a little bit more pressure whenever you're smaller, just because like I feel like you have a little shorter leash, just because like you're not gonna hit the ball as far, you're not gonna throw as hard.
So when things aren't going your way, how do you keep a positive attitude? How do you get refocused and stay positive?
Uh, I just try to like remember a time where I was doing well, and I try to remember how I was feeling then, and then I just try to feel that while I'm not doing good.
Who helped shape your mindset in tough seasons?
I would definitely say Coach Ellie, because he was there sophomore year whenever I was having a tough season, and he helped me like work on an approach and help me like get out of a bad mindset.
What does being a good teammate look like in the dugout, in the locker room?
After a bad at bat or not things not going your way, not pouting on the bench, still getting loud, hyping the team up, hyping the games up.
All right, let's go to some fun questions. What was it like playing for your dad?
Sometimes it wasn't very fun because you would get on me more than like the other kids, but other than that, it was a good time.
What was your best memory of playing for your dad? Leaving? Going to another team?
I don't know. I don't know. Having you at all the games was nice. Having a parent coaching all your games, being able to talk to you during the games, it was always a positive.
Excellent. All right, so you're in a batting slump. How do you break a batting slump? What's your...
Took me a while to figure out how to break a batting slump, but I just worked on an approach and like being more locked in whenever I come to the plate. and that helped me get out of it.
And who on the team is best at picking you up or other guys up when they're kind of down or?
Um, probably say, I'd probably say Luke. He's always have a positive attitude, and he's always joking and messing around.
Okay, let's jump ahead here. What skills are you working on to improve this season?
Um, I'm working on getting around the baseball while I'm fielding, charging the balls, and I'm working on like my swing, not pulling off the ball, like staying through it. That's probably what I'm working on the most right now.
What does a successful 2026 season look like to you for this
For
Rock
the
Hardball for the team?
state championship,
If you ain't first,
and you're live. Wow.
I'm only kidding. All right, speed round. Here you go. What's your favorite pregame hype song?
Probably really, really.
Favorite musician?
Tracy Lawrence.
Funniest teammate?
I'd probably say Luke.
Second funniest?
Probably Brooks.
Who is the most gullible?
JP.
JP. Who's the second most gullible on the team? Who's going to fall for it?
Diego.
Diego. Who are the great dugout locker room teammates? Who's the ones that kind of surprise you, that are just great, pick you up, pick everybody up, like not just you, but for teammates?
I'd probably say like Drew, Luke, Jack.
Game on the line. Who do you want at the plate?
JP.
Who do you want on the mound?
Probably Josh.
All right. Who are your top three? Who are the top three fastest teammates on the team?
Jace. Me. Probably Jack Maddox, or there's a lot of people that are like really close with the speed.
All right. Who are the best
I
three?
forgot. Oh, Bracho.
Bracho?
Pretty fast. Yeah, Bracho.
All right. So here we go. Poker tournament on the line. You got to pick three. Who are the best three poker players on the team that you want on your team? You four going for $1 million pot.
Definitely not Maddox or Luke. They're no good at poker. Max Min. Max Min's pretty good. Trying to think. Well, Drew's pretty good. Drew can be on the poker team.
So one more.
Cade's a nit. He's not bad.
Not bad. All right. What is your favorite nickname? Could be yours. Could be anyone else's on the team.
Probably B. Schmitty.
B. Smitty. That's
B.
a good
Schmitty's
one.
Probably the best big name.
Alrighty. Who has the funniest or quirkiest superstition on the team? Who on the team does something, like Major League and Joe Boo and?
Probably Josh. He does a lot of the pregame stretches and all that stuff. But it's working for him. So.
All right. Favorite movie? Baseball or any movie? What's your favorite movie?
Probably Southpaw.
Favorite rom-com?
10 Things I Hate About You.
Last song you listened to?
American Kids.
Favorite musician?
Did you already ask me that?
What?
You already asked me that.
Oh, yeah, I did. That's a repeat. All right. Whoa, I got called out by him. Alrighty, last two questions. If you can go on a date with any actress, who would it be?
Margaret Robbie.
And if you spend a day watching baseball with one person, dead or alive, who would it be?
My dad.
There you go. All right. Thank you, brother. All righty, Rock Hardball on deck. We've got two more players. We're going to go kind of fast through these, but I definitely want them to get their time. So we're here with Bryce Morrison How are you, buddy?
Good, how are you?
I think I met you in kindergarten.
Yep, long time ago.
All righty. So tell me about you, your family, siblings. Where are you in the pecking order?
All right, well, I'm the youngest. I have one sister. She's a senior in college at Tech,
Uh huh.
and then I got a mom and a dad.
Nice. And she was a pretty good softball player.
Yep, she was pretty good. She
So-
was on varsity actually all 4 years. So, but
So she
didn't
beat
want
you
to
by
play.
2.
Oh yeah. Oh,
All righty. So who's the best athlete in your family?
uh, I gotta give it to my sister. Like she's stupid fast. So,
Who's the smartest in your family?
my dad.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
I would agree with you. What sports did you play growing up?
Started off with soccer, and then went to baseball.
What is your earliest baseball memory?
Probably winning the championship in East Cobb with a summer elite team.
Nice. How old were you when you first pictured yourself playing high school baseball, being a Dragon?
Probably when I was about 13, 14, because I watched my sister always. So
Did you have Dragon skills in your class? Do you remember them coming by the school and being in?
I remembered football more than baseball, but I do remember it a little bit.
Well, what's it like now going into your old elementary school
It's
as the varsity player?
I think it's really good and pretty impactful for them because like they get to hear stories about us and like kind of how we like learn over the years and all that stuff. So
So what what orgs did you play in growing up? I know your first team.
yeah, I started off with Slam.
Yeah. Who was your coach? Freddie.
Coach Fred, yeah.
And
Coach
who was
Fred,
your other coach?
You,
Yeah.
and then Coach Ed.
And Coach Chris.
Yep, Coach Chris, and then went to Lone Star for a while. Played with them for about 5 years, 6 years, and then played on Titans for my last year.
Excellent. All righty. What positions did you play growing up?
Shortstop, every time.
Excellent. What's the most memorable baseball play you've ever made in your life?
Ooh. Probably making the winning out, like the last out at East Cobb when we won the championship.
Very cool. Okay. Let's go into what does your off-season training look like? What's it look like getting ready for the baseball season?
I do some lessons. I used to do a lot of lessons, and then just stay in the cages with my boys, and especially Ren.
Mhm.
I go to the cages a lot with him, and kind of just like helps both of us
Yep.
get ready for season.
Ren, class 20, Anderworther, class of 2023. Nice
Yep.
having him. I remember Jeff, who's probably one of the best hitting coaches
Oh yeah,
I've seen giving you hitting lessons when you were real little. I remember that.
when I first started,
Yep.
he was the one that actually introduced me to baseball. So if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be playing.
Interesting. Are you superstitious?
No.
No rituals, nothing like that? What advice would you give to freshmen and sophomore?
That your time will come probably.
hmm When things weren't going your way, how did you keep a positive attitude?
I mean, I kind of just like kept on hanging with the guys and kind of just fed off their success, and it kind of pushed me to keep a positive attitude every single day.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to ask you a similar question, right? Similar to Dylan. I just asked Dylan, right? When you came in freshman year, you didn't have a growth spurt, and I'll preface it with like when I'm a coach, I look at the big boys and I'm like, I want him, him, and him on my team right out of the gate. So as a freshman, you hadn't hit your growth spurt. Did you ever feel like you had to prove yourself more than other guys?
I mean, yeah, because I mean, you're not their first option.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's going to be more time in the cages, just trying to like put yourself out there and just trying to put a good swing on the ball and be more consistent than the bigger guys to get more opportunities.
What did you learn about yourself during those years?
That you just have to work harder than everyone else.
I like it. The old Derek Jeter.
Oh yeah.
You may outplay me, but you won't outwork me.
Mhm.
Let's go. I'm going to skip here. Who helped shape your mindset during tough seasons?
Definitely my mom.
Mhm.
My mom always put me like through lessons and all that stuff to try to get my mind right,
Mhm.
and like kind of taught me about things that happened with her life when she was younger to like just try to push me to get better every single day and not worry about the like one bad day.
How do you stay ready mentally, physically to go out there if you're not, when you're not guaranteed a playing time? And I know nobody
Yeah.
is. I mean, that's kind
Yeah.
of an unfair question, but
I mean, just trying to go out there and do the role that you were assigned and just try to help the team the best that you can. And I mean, your best is always great enough and all that stuff. So,
how do you break out of a hitting slump?
um, I kind of just try to take my mind away from baseball a little bit and try to get myself out of a slump that way.
Excellent. And who picks you up the most? Teammates? I mean, who could be your parents? I mean, who picks you up the most when you need to be picked up?
I would say probably Quinn.
Quinn?
Quinn just tells me like if I'm doing something bad, he tells me, and if I'm acting like a child, he'll tell me I'm acting like a child. So
Cool. How would your coaches and teammates describe you?
hardworking and just like ready to learn more.
What skills are you currently working on?
So I have a problem right now when I'm hitting. My back foot is scissor kicking a little bit too much, so I'm trying to keep myself grounded and stay more on my back leg, put some more weight on it.
What does a successful 2026 season look like to Bryce Morse?
Win state.
I like it. 2 back-to-back win
Yeah, win
states.
state.
All righty, speed round. What's your pregame hype song?
Anything Jason Aldean.
Favorite musician?
Jason Aldean.
Who's the funniest teammate?
Probably Luke Rod.
Second funniest?
I'll go Brandon.
B. Smitty. Who is the most gullible?
JP.
Second most gullible?
JP.
Who is a great dugout locker room teammate?
I would say Maddox. Maddox is a good teammate.
Who, game on the line, who do you want at the plate?
Give me Slocum.
Who do you want on the mound?
Josh.
Who are the top 3 fastest teammates?
Baker, Kivett, and then Bracho.
Okay. Bracho, we got 2 for you. We got to get you queued up next. You play poker?
A little bit. When I have money.
Okay, so you're up $1 million pot. Who's the 3 poker players from the team that you're going to take on your team with you to win it all?
Max Min. I'll take Dylan. And I'll do Drew. I'll do Drew.
Did I fail in life that my son's one of the ones picked to play poker with? That's a proud dad moment, not. What is your favorite nickname? Could be yours, could be a teammate's, could be a pro.
I would say myself, Be More.
Be more? I like that one. That's good. Smooth. Who has the funniest or quirkiest superstition on the team?
Josh. All his warm-ups.
Favorite movie?
Interstellar.
Favorite rom-com?
I don't watch rom-coms.
Last song you listened to?
Girl Like You by Jason Aldean.
And favorite music? Oh, I already asked you this. So if you could go on a date with one actress, who would it be?
Madeline Klein.
And if you could spend a day watching baseball with one person, alive or dead, who would it be?
Probably my dad.
Awesome. All right, there you have it. Bryce Morrison. Thank you, buddy. All right, where's Broadus? Bring it up. You ain't getting off that easy. All right, Rock Hardball on deck with Luke Broadus. So, Luke, I got to start with one question right out of the gate. I coached you for many, many years.
Yeah.
Luke becomes a freshman, and they pronounce him Broadus. And I looked at his dad, and I said, Broadus? Why didn't they call him Brodus? And his dad says, well, that's our last name. It's pronounced Broadus. Why did you never correct me in all the years I coached you that I never once called you by the right last name?
You usually just call me Luke, so
There you go. I called him Brodus for so many years. I finally got the last name right. Alrighty. So tell us about you, your family, siblings, and where you are in the pecking order.
uh, I'm the oldest. I have a younger sister. She's a sophomore, and then I have a younger brother. He's in 7th grade. So
And
yeah,
what's his name?
Jake,
Alrighty. Who's the best athlete in your family?
me,
Who's the smartest one in your family?
me.
What sports did you play growing up?
I played baseball, and then football, and like a little basketball. So yeah,
And what's your earliest baseball memory?
mm, probably my first day at T-ball. Super excited. I was actually on the same team as JP. Just remember him kind of not being as excited. So yeah.
Um, when did you first picture yourself as a high school baseball player? I know we talked about it a lot, getting you prepared. We used to talk a lot 12, 13, especially when Coach Rod was out there.
Honestly, it was probably around that time. I wasn't ever looking at it from a super young age, but obviously I knew I liked baseball a lot and wanted to keep going with it as long as I could. So probably, 10, 11, 12, I was
Mhm.
excited about it.
So you kind of went to a private school, so you didn't experience dragon scales, but now you're going through all these elementary schools. What's that experience like going through, seeing the kids?
I mean, yeah, it's cool because you get to go out there and interact with them and have fun, get to see them be all excited. I didn't get to experience it, but I'm glad to be able to give other people a good time. So,
Growing up, what positions did you play?
I used to play shortstop, and then once I got a little bit like bigger, I've moved over to third base.
What's your most memorable baseball play?
Mm. Can it be hitting?
It could be anything.
When I hit a grand slam over the green monster over at Gateway, I always remember that.
That was nice.
Yeah, teammate was like, he's like, "Hey, you hit a grand slam right here. I'll buy you some candy after the game." And I'm, you know, joking about it, but it actually happened, so it was
Now,
cool.
now the big deal with that one is we used to use the wristbands, similar to what Round Rock uses. Do you remember
Yeah.
what Red 8 was?
Yeah, it was home run.
And remember, we were in Cedar Park, and I told him, I said, just do a Red 8. I walk out, the umpire heard. I walked out. He looked at me for a sign. I said, I already told you Red 8. What'd you do on the next pitch?
Hit a bomb.
Hit a bomb. That wasn't his most memorable one.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool one though. So yeah,
And the umpire that looked like Terrell Owens was flipping out, yelling, you called it. You called it.
remember that guy? He was cool.
Alrighty. Let's talk a little bit. What's your off-season training look like? You bulked up a little bit this year.
So I've always done hitting with Steve Lawson. Then I field with Jesse Garcia, and then I just recently started going to Alex Simone for
Mhm.
Lifting and actual training, stuff like that.
Are you superstitious? Any pre-games, regular games, rituals?
Not really, no.
What advice would you give to freshmen and sophomores?
Just go play the game. Don't worry about what's gonna happen. Just go play and have fun.
Alrighty. When things aren't going your way, how do you keep a positive attitude?
It's hard, but you have to try and focus on parts of the game that are going your way. You're struggling on defense, focus on hitting. Struggling hitting, focus on defense. I'd say that.
So, one part of this is to kind of let parents and families and people get to know you,
Yeah.
right? You kind of had a little bit of a challenge in the fact that you came out of a private school, right? And then you fed right into Round Rock as a freshman.
Yeah.
What was that transition like?
It was pretty weird because I think I had 50 people in my grade at my private school, and here I have 1,000. But it was still good because I knew all these guys from select baseball, so I had a group of friends coming in, and yeah, they made it a lot easier on me.
Who helped shape your mindset during tough seasons?
Just my parents, just knowing I can always go to them and they'll be on my side and be able to talk things over.
What advice would you give to the younger players?
Like the
Anybody,
Freshmen,
freshmen,
sophomores.
sophomores. Now that you're a senior, you've been through the program 4 years. You're going through college recruiting, right?
Yeah.
Going through that fun process, which isn't always so much fun.
Yeah.
What's your advice just about baseball, general life? I mean, what would you say? We've got some underclassmen here. What's your advice to freshmen, sophomore?
Just enjoy the game. Don't go out there and worry. enjoy it, have fun, build relationships with your boys. So yeah.
Alrighty. How do you break out of a hitting slump? You kind of hit on this a minute ago.
I mean, just not focusing on it, sticking to your routine, not trying to change too much, just tweak little things, and honestly, just hope something works.
Who picks you up the most?
My parents, for
How,
sure.
how would your coaches and teammates describe you?
Probably pretty quiet. Um, I don't know. I would like to say I'm a hard worker. I hope they would say that. But yeah, mainly just kind of quiet, keep my head down a little bit.
What has baseball taught you about life or leadership or
That there's more than one way to lead. There's vocal leaders and there's people that lead by action. I think I'm a little bit more lead by action kind of guy, but I'm not super vocal or anything like that. But yeah, I would say that.
what skills are you currently working on?
Baseball skills.
Yeah.
Always trying to improve defense, definitely get faster. Those are probably my main two.
What does a successful 2026 season look like to you?
I mean, obviously, win state championship. I think we've all had that dream.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about 10 years now, all playing together. So we've always been like this to the year. So I'm hoping that we can work that out.
Awesome. All right, let's do a little speed round here.
All right.
All right. Who's the most gullible and second most gullible on the team?
I actually don't know. Maybe Maddox. I don't know. Diego, maybe.
Diego gets a lot. All right. Who are the great dugout locker room teammates?
Josh is a good teammate. He's, quiet and
Mm-hmm.
he's a good leader. I would say Josh.
Game on the line. Who do you want at the plate?
Yeah, I'd take pretty much anyone on the team, honestly. Luke Rod's been banging it right now. Drew, any of these guys.
On the mound.
Josh throws super hard.
Who else? Josh isn't available. Who do you go to?
Isaac.
Who are the three fastest teammates?
Josh, Maddox, and Jace.
Do you play poker?
No.
All righty, good. So you're smart. Your dad did it, raised you right.
Too cheap.
What is your favorite nickname?
We don't have a lot of them. I'll go with Wabi. Just comes to mind. But yeah, we don't have too many of those going around right now.
Who has the funniest or quirkiest superstition on the team?
Couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Favorite movie?
I like Home Alone.
Nice. Favorite rom-com? Romantic comedy?
I don't know.
Last song you listened to? Favorite musician?
I don't know. I like white girl music, so anything like that.
All right. Do you have a girlfriend? It's not a trick question. It's a yes or no.
Kinda.
Kinda? Okay, so be careful how you answer this, or I can guarantee your answer.
Okay.
If you can go on a date with one actress, who would it be?
A little bit older, maybe it's Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, there it goes. I tried. I gave him a softball. If you were to spend a day watching baseball with one person, dead or alive, who is it going to be?
It's my dad.
Awesome. All right, one last question. Who's the favorite coach you ever played for?
Bob Slocum.
There you go. I see a trend. Thanks a lot, Luke.
Sure. Thank you.
All righty, thanks for coming out. Juan. Five. I'll give you my number. 512. Hold on, let me turn this off so they don't. Yes, sir.